Good evening. So we'll be starting in just 3 minutes. Be patient and I'll be sharing something important. So hi everyone. Good evening once again. Um, Here is a announcement regarding the next upcoming cohort for GDSC Lead 2022-2023. So let me explain it in a little brief. What that actually mean is that we have 1 year term for each GDSC lead. So like I was selected as the first lead for a college. So I went through a process based on which I was selected, right? Similarly, the new lead, whoever will be applying for this particular position, will go through a process and apply for and basically be selected if they are considered eligible or maybe they pass the interview and other things. Now, just to clear your doubt over if this is same as the team recruitment that is going on right now for GDSC ZHCET, so no, the team recruitment that is being held for GDSC ZHCET is actually the recruitment that we are doing for the team. So I, as a lead with my current core team members, are taking this initiative to get more people in our team so that we can build a strong community, right? And if you already have applied to it, you may be knowing that we have already asked you about what you can improve and what you can do, right? But that is not going to be the same case when you're applying for GDSC lead. Selections for GDSC lead are handled by Google itself. So basically, Google developers are handling these applications, and they are the ones taking the interviews for that. So that is a kind of official process that is going on from their end. And I'll now get into basically how you're going to apply for this particular position. So what are the things that you should need and to be eligible for this particular position, right? So here's this link. I'm sharing the chat box. You can use to go to this particular page. Now, when you enter over here, right? So you will read about GDSC leads, what they do, and if you know that GDSC lead have some particular responsibility, that, just like current GDSC leads have all over the world, right? So you should be aware of the responsibilities that you are going to handle, right? And for the best thing is that you see this particular video and you will understand what is there for you. Now, for a lead, you should start a club at a college. So this is for the ones who don't have a GDSC at their college right now. But for the ones who have a GDSC at the college right now, it isn't a necessity that this GDSC will be continued further. If and only if a new lead comes in after selection process that is held by Google developers for ZHCET, then and there this club will go ahead and continue. But in the worst case scenario, if none of the lead is selected, none of you is selected for a lead position for the coming cohort, so this GDSC will be discontinued, right? But I'm pretty much sure that a lot of people among you are eligible for this, and you have the technical experience, you have that kind of uh, fire in you, right? That you can do it for sure. So just going ahead with that, you host workshops, you build projects. This is a kind of professional growth because you meet other 300 leads that you have in your network all over the world. Then you have a community learning experience that you already have noticed, right? By experiencing the GDSC programs that we have. Now, criteria, you should always, pass all these criteria. You should have a minimum of 1 year left until graduation. That means you should be in your, you shouldn't be in your last year of graduation. So basically, whoever is in their last year of graduation will not be able to apply to this particular program. You should be enrolled in an undergraduate or graduate program at a college or university. Can commit to program for a year, passionate about creating impact in community, that you have to be, and strong technical understanding of computer programming. So let me clear over that. Strong technical understanding doesn't mean that you should be a pro in everything. This actually means that you should have a basic knowledge of how things work in computer programming, right? That you already have learned in your first year. You should have experience with event planning or leading a team. So if you have any experience, prior experience working with a club or working in other teams, right, or leading a team or planning some event or being a part of that, so that is always a plus, right? You should have some connection to the local developer community, and you should host an event ideally once a month. So this is the basic requirement that you have to fulfill while you are at GDSC. Well, there are community guidelines that you should be following, right? So you can always go through that and read them. But the main agenda is that what are the steps that you have to include while you are applying for this position. While you are applying for GDSC leads, so there are different steps that you have to complete. So after filling in your personal details, you go on to filling in your experiences, go on to filling in your projects. You are asked questions like what have you done as a as a student till now, or why you want to join GDSC or something else, right? So I haven't gone through this form yet, I haven't gone through the next step, right? So this is something that you have to figure it out yourself. Or what I'm going to do is you will be getting a mail from GDSC ZHCET with most of the details about it. And if I talk about my particular experience, it was basically I answered these kind of questions in this application form. I made a video that is still on my channel, where I told that why I'm suitable for this position, and why I should be a GDSC lead. And that all I submitted with this application form. So after that, I got this interview call, based on which after the interview I was finally selected. So this is the basically process that I followed. It might be different this time, so I'll send out a mail to all of you so that you know at least what are the steps that are going to go ahead this time, right? And the last date for the application form of GDSC lead is 15th of April 2022. So whatever application you have to fill in, so whoever is filling the application, you have to do it before 15th April 2022. Now, this was, kind of basic idea of what you have to do while you are applying for a GDSC lead position. But I know that there are a lot of new things that you might be you might be having on top of your head, right? You might be thinking about this or that. So some might be thinking that they don't have the required experience for the same. What I'm thinking of is basically organizing a Q&A, and that is something that I want to know from your side, basically yes or no, that whether or not, if you understand things pretty well, you have already researched on it, so you don't require a Q&A, or do you require a Q&A on GDSC lead procedure selection, so that you know what steps you have to follow or what things you have to keep in mind. So I just want you to write a yes or no in chat box, so that I know whether or not you are comfortable with whatever you have understood as of now. You don't need a Q&A, or do you need a Q&A anyhow? Okay, great. So, okay, you need a Q&A. Fine. Who else? Anyone else? Okay. Great. So I presume that it's better to have a Q&A session with all of you, so that whoever is interested in the Q&A session, they can join in and clarify their doubts. I'll be explaining all the procedure over there. Also, a mail will be sent out to you, whoever has joined the GDSC chapter on GDSC community page, so that you know about the process. I guess that's it that I wanted to share with all of you. So whatever questions you have, you can ask it on the group, or maybe whenever the Q&A is organized. I'm planning to do as soon as possible, since you all have your exams as well, as I already know. So yep, that's from my side. On to you, Samiksha.
Hi Apurv,
Okay.
I wanted to add something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
surely.
I was thinking we should also include about GSOC as well in this, or other prestigious internships. Students can get a lot of information from that as well. Not only for this leads for GDSC, we can also have for GSOC applications. We are having two GSOC alumni with us.
Yeah, that will be great. We can totally
Uh,
go to that.
yeah,
That can be kind of a session on it,
yeah, yeah.
like a separate session for that.
Combined session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, Zain.
thank you.
On to you, Samiksha.
Okay, thank you, Apur, and thank you, Nurti, for the information regarding the leads and the session. So, moving on to the today's session, it is Flutter development. I'll just share my screen. Yeah, so today we are going to have a session on Flutter development tools, and the topics which we are going to cover in this session are theming and material components in Flutter. So basically, what are the material components provided by Flutter which we can use in our application, and what is meant by theming? We will learn about all this in the session. So, first of all, what is theming? Theming is basically a generic name for everything that styles in an application. Like, for example, if you are given an application and you want to decide a certain basic color for for your application. Suppose I want to give a light purple color to my application. So whenever I do not define any color, it automatically take up that color. So for that, in these cases, theming is very important. Okay, so what can you use to theme an application in Flutter? So Flutter's material app comes with a default light blue theme as if you have noticed in the previous session, there was an application which was shown to you. The basic default theme for the application was of plain blue and white color. And then there are many ways to theme an application using the styling widgets like container widget, text button, or raw material button. Okay, so we will study what is a TEXTSTYLE class. So if I simply write this piece of code, that is a text inside which the string which I want to be displayed. So the output will be the first screen. Yeah. And if I want to style this text style, then I have given here a style which has a color of color blue. It has some weight, which has a syntax of font weight dot bold. Then I have given it a font size 18. So the output of this code is the second screen. So here you can see there is a complete style change of simple text to a style text. So this is how a text style classes work. Then we have another class called the box decoration class. So if I am given a container and I want to decorate it, I just do not want a simple square box or something like that, then I can give some styling to it. As you can see in this piece of code, I have taken a container which is given a height of 48. I have given a margin which is like it is a complete margin. You can use in edge inserts dot symmetric. In that symmetric means you can just give margin to vertical or horizontally equally. Okay. So here I have given edge inserts dot all. That means in all the dimensions x y in x and y it is 16. Then I have given a decoration which takes widget box decoration. Inside the box decoration, I have given a color which is gray, as you can see on the right screen. The color of the text field is gray. Then I have given a border radius of size, which is of type circular. So as you can see, the radius of the text box is circular, and the radius is 16. Then the color of the radius is blue and the width is 12. So similarly, you can provide any styling according to your choice using the box decoration class. Then moving on to the theme data class. So a theme data class provides properties we can modify to adjust the theme of our application. As we saw in the previous example, the text style class and the container widget deal with the styling of a single component. As we saw, the text style only gives styling to a text, or the second one was box decoration. It gives styling to a container only. So if we want and do not affect the styling of other text style, like if I want to add more than one text on the same screen, I have to use the same styling again. Okay, so but if I want to use certain styling throughout certain style of the text in throughout my application, there comes into play the theme class, theme data class. Okay, so here is a piece of code. In this, we have properties like title, uh, then we have theme, which takes theme data as a class. Then we have brightness. So I'll just show you the output of this uh, class and then let you know. Okay. So if so what basically we have done here is in theme data class, we have defined certain properties as the default. Okay. And if we then use this theme inside our any widget, like here I have used a container and given the color as from the theme class. So I have written here theme.of context.accent color. So as you can see, I have given accent color here in the theme data class, which I can use in the container class. Okay, so this is the output of the container I have used. I have used the color theme of context.xn, which I'll explain you later. Then we have a child, which takes a text, and again we have a styling, which is from the theme data class. Now let me explain you what we have written in the theme data class. So first we have the title, and then we have brightness. So the brightness will take um, value of dark. And we have a primary color. I have defined a primary color here, which is light blue. Then I have defined a accent color, which is cyan here. Then I have defined a font family, a text theme, and inside text theme I have taken three um values here: headline 1, headline 6, and head body text 2. So these are predefined variables you can use from the theme data class, which takes certain styling. So here what I have done is uh, we have used accent color, which was defined here as cyan. Okay, so the accent color here will be cyan of container, and then the styling will be same as the text theme dot headline 6. So the styling of the text here will be same as headline 6, which is this. That is, it will be in italic and the font size will be 30. So as you can see, the font style is italic and the font size is 30. Okay, so whenever we want to use styling in more than one places, we define a theme data class and assign certain values, whatever we want as we want to use as generic variables. So we assign that and we can use it throughout the application. Okay. Then we have certain material design widgets in Flutter, which include before moving on, let me just get you with certain features in the theme data class. So we have primary color as it is written here, light blue color. So the primary color property affect the background color for a significant part of the app, including the toolbar, tab bars, and app bars. So it gives the primary color gives the background color to most of the um, widgets in an application. So for that we use primary color. Then we have accent color, which we have assigned as cyan. So the accent color property affects the foreground color for widgets and also refer to the secondary color. The font family as well as the different categories for text theme has all been modified. Okay, so the accent color here is basically this red one, and it is the secondary color in the theme data class. Then we have values to each of the headline and body text categories by default, but each of them can be adjusted according to our convenience and styling purpose. Okay, so as we have already defined headline 6 and headline 1 as textile, which have different stylings, as headline 6 has a font size of 30 and headline 1 has a font size 50, and it has a weight that is bold, and similarly in headline 6 the font style is italic. So we can add certain headlines or body text which we can directly use in any of the widget in the application. Okay, then I hope this is clear. If you have any doubt till now, you can write in the chat box. Or if you have no doubt, you can just say no. Then we can move forward. Okay, I think there's no doubt till now. So moving on to the material design widgets in Flutter. Put pictures from external source. Yes, you can import pictures from external source. What you can, there are certain piece of code like image.asset. If you want to, like, if you make a folder of assets, uh, please explain again the accent color. First, let me explain how we can export the external pictures from external source. So there are many ways we can use network images. If you have any image uploaded on Drive or cloud or something, then you can directly use a network image, image.network, and then the link of the image. So the image will be directly taken from the cloud or from that link. Okay. Then another method is we can create a asset folder which will have all the images we want to use in the application, and from there we can use image.asset code and the path of that image inside the application. So these are two methods we can use import pictures from external source. I hope it is clear, Kef, Ali. Okay. So Najmos, I have a question. What is accent color? Okay. So here you can see we have given accent color to a container. So basically the background color of this container is the accent color. Okay, it gives a foreground color for widgets. Okay, yeah. Anyone else have any questions till now? Okay, so we can move on to the material design widgets in Flutter. So there are few widgets which are very useful in an application using Flutter, which is the app structure and navigation. One of the main widgets is app bar. If you have seen any application, the app bar is always on the top. I have an image here. You can see here. This is the basic layout of an app bar. It has certain components. The one is leading, the next one is title and actions. So, what does leading, action, and title means? App bar basically has three components as shown. So, leading means if I want to add anything in the starting of the app bar, then I can use leading as the field, and inside that I can use that component which I want to add in the starting of the app bar. Then we have a title. If I want to add any text or any paragraph or something, yeah, there is a limitation for title. It has certain limit of characters or stuff because AppBar has a defined width. Okay, so you cannot use a complete paragraph or a long text here. So a title is something you can use a text here. Like here we have app name, then we have actions. So if I want to add anything on the trailing end of the app bar or towards the right, then I can use actions field and add anything I want to inside that. So as you can see here, this is a piece of app bar. This is an example of app bar layout. So this is the code of the app bar I have drawn here. We have taken a leading field which take an icon, which is the account circle around it. As you can see here, this is the icon I have taken here. Then I have defined a field title, and inside that I have taken a text, which is the app name. Then I have used action icon theme. You can use only actions also, which take widgets. Okay, so actions, and inside that you can use widgets. And here I have taken a icon theme data. So it is this one. So if I want to use any other icon, I can simply use actions, and inside that, just like leading, I can use icon here. Okay, so this is a basic app bar layout. Further, you can use create any customized app bar according to your needs or uh, taste of design. Okay, so this is all about app bar. Then moving on to the buttons. So buttons are, as you all know, buttons are very important components of an application. So we have buttons like checkbox and anything like that. So then we have inputs. If we want to take any input field as we have here, so this was an input or any field where we want to take input from the user. There we use inputs and selection. Then we have dialogues. As you have seen, if you make any UPI payment or anything, then after that you are shown a screen of dialogues that the payment is done, or an alert dialogue. So these are all the things we use inside dialogue, alert, and panels. Then we have layouts. So basically, layouts have a lot of things, like it has a list, it has a scroll view bar, and there are many layouts. You can check it out on the Flutter website. Then we have information display. This include cards. So basically, what cards are? If you have seen any, so if you want to like add, as I mentioned, UPI payment. So in that, if there is a big container and it has certain components like a title, and image, and a paragraph, then it will consist of a card. So these are the basic material design widgets which I use in Flutter for applications. So this is all for the today's session. If you have any doubt regarding this, you can ask the questions in the chat box. Okay, the difference between dialog box and card. Okay, let me just show you some UI so that it is more clear to you. Okay. Okay, just a second. Okay, so is my screen visible? So as you can see on the screen, this is an example of a card. It has a title at the top, which has a name, Sonu Nigam. Then it has an icon to the left. Then it has certain actions, which have the play and pause buttons. So a card has more components than a dialogue. Okay. So a dialog bar is basically only for some alert, or it at max have one button or a text. So it is basically UI difference, if that is clear. Is that clear to you, Najmus? What is the difference between a dialog box and an alert? What do you mean by written form? Basically, dialogues are prompted or used in case of some critical information or to take any decision. Okay. So, like as I've given you an example of UPI payment. So, if there is a dialog box after, if I want to pay something, then I'll have a dialog box as, "Are you sure you want to proceed?" So, these kind of UI components are called dialog box. In places where we want to take some action or decision or a critical information, there we use dialogues. Whereas for cards, we can just simply use to show information or display anything. In that case, we can use card. Is it clear to you now? Okay. Yeah. So there's a question: can we add links in app name? Like what? I can't. I don't think it's not clear to me. Can you please explain? You can open your mic.
Yeah, I mean hyperlink such type or
Okay. Inside the app bio mean.
uh, excuse me.
Yeah, you can. Definitely, you can use hyperlinks anywhere. But for that, you need to add some different widgets. We have special widgets which convert a text into a hyperlink. So you can use that.
Okay.
Any more questions? On the last session, you were shown an application which was a puzzle. So if you have any doubts regarding that, we can conduct a doubt session, or anything you want from us, you can just share it today.
Does the alert dialog box work similarly to the one we have in Android, like in Kotlin?
Yeah, it works same.
Okay.
Like if I want to submit a form and then it says the submission is successful, then I give a OK button to the user, which which shows that the form is submitted successfully. And if you have click on the OK button, then it is complete. So for that purpose, we can use a dialog or an alert box. Okay.
Makes sense. Thank you.
If we do not have any questions, we can wrap up the session and we'll inform you about the next session and regarding the application which was shown. Okay. So thank you so much for attending the session. You can leave now.